Hey champions, it's Arian Tyson here. I am going to do my best to be as honest as I possibly can be in the aftermath of the decision that was rendered last night to not indict Darren Wilson in the murder of Mike Brown. I'm going to preface my comments by saying that my thoughts are my thoughts. And I am entitled to my thoughts. I've had many hours to look at the images, hear testimony. I listened to McCullough's statement. From the moment I heard no probable cause, all I said was stuff's about to get real. Then went to social media. And I have friends outside of St. Louis who really don't know what's going on. I've had many friends say that this is about wrong is wrong and right is right. This is not about race. I'm here to tell you, that's the way it should be. But in St. Louis, that's the way it's never been. If you look at how St. Louis is divided, that goes back to an historical perspective. Now, I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong. It's just incomplete. And maybe because they're not exactly from here, they don't understand. But as someone who has been a target of violence, as someone who has grown up, has spent his entire life in the inner city, raised in the St. Louis public schools, graduated from the then number one school academically in the entire state of Missouri. St. Louis is in my DNA. You just saw some of the ugliness come out, especially when politics come into it. That's why I hate politics. I hate politics with a passion. And I don't usually use that word hate. I hate politics. Nothing about it. I don't like anything about politics. Because in a perfect world, yeah, it should be about right is right and wrong is wrong. What's right is he should have been indicted. What's wrong is this man was not indicted, and now the parents of Mike Brown still have not received justice for the murder of their son in broad daylight. But what's even more egregious is the fact that repeatedly there have been people that have come on television, come into St. Louis, asking for peaceful protest, peaceful demonstration, including the parents of Mike Brown. Even as late as yesterday, after he found out what the ruling was going to be on whether or not the grand jury was going to indict that officer in the death of their son, he wanted peace. Well, it should be, but he knew, because it was written on his face. He's from St. Louis. He knew what was about to go down, because unfortunately, this has stopped being about Mike Brown a long time ago. I'm just honest enough to admit it. This has shined a negative light on St. Louis, and I was talking to my significant other, and I was telling her that St. Louis has always had a bad rap, and she wasn't aware of it. Well, since August 9th, she's been aware of it. Good things can come from St. Louis. We're just seeing the ugly side of it that has been here for quite some time. All I know is it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm an optimistic person. But there's a difference between looking at something the way it should be and looking at something the way it is. The way it should be is this should not be a race issue. But the way it is, unfortunately, because this is opened up wounds from a historical perspective, this has become a race issue. Because you have a white officer gunning down an unarmed black teenager in broad daylight. You can't tell me that that's not about race. You can't tell me that. And if I'm offending someone, the intent is not to offend. The intent is to inform you of what actually goes down in St. Louis. I'm here. I'm not on the outside looking in. I'm in St. Louis. This is my home. This is what I call home. So I just wanted to share that. I mean, you can feel free to comment. But I just ask that you all just pray for my city. Pray for the family of Mike Brown that they get justice. Talk to y'all later.